right, what we doing?
We're cranking up the lights now, so everyone can see. It's all happening right now. We're gonna make you believe. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get...
Welcome to Sunday Recap. I'm your host, JB, President, sunny South Florida, and this is the Iconic Smoker Studios. How you guys doing? So to get started today, number one, I got to give a shout out to our sponsors. We have Amendola Cigars. Obviously, they have some of the greatest cigars on the market. You know, if you haven't tried one, you need to try one. AmendolaCigars.com. And I would definitely let you know that you need to join the Elite Club as soon as it comes out. I'm not going to tell you what's coming out this year, but if you've seen what came out the years before, you already know it's fire. Number two, we're giving a shout out to Drew Estate Cigars because they are one of our sponsors as well. This month is Pappy Van Winkle month, and definitely want to show you guys why Pappy is Pappy. So we'll be right back.
The creation of Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented cigars by Drew Estate is complex and inspiring, steeped in traditions from two distinct continents. With aged filler and wrapper leaves born in the fertile soils of Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico, and the United States, it is the southern region of Kentucky that I wish to illustrate as a starting point on our journey together. It's in the heart of Hopkinsville, Kentucky that we grow the Kentucky seed tobacco under the perfect climate and conditions. After the leaves have fully matured, we carefully hang them in the tobacco barns and smoke each leaf for 14 days, using hardwoods such as oak, maple, and hickory. This time-honored process has been followed for over 200 years, but was only recently pioneered for premium cigars by Drew Estate. The next step demonstrates the complexity of the blend as we carefully transport the tobacco leaves to St. James Parish, Louisiana, and begin the barrel fermentation process using 53-gallon barrels. Pressure and time are the keys to this fermentation, so we place almost 500 pounds of high-quality leaves in the charred oak barrels for over 1 year, only opening the barrels 3 times for their rotation in turns. It is a painstaking process done by American labor right in the United States. The barrels are then sealed in a vault-like manner to keep oxygen out and intensify the barrel fermentation to the max, reaching utter perfection in taste, aroma, and definition. The next step is shipping the smoky tobacco leaves from the United States to the Drew Estate factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Never sparing any expense in our determination to do things perfect, we even ship the entire barrel itself to Nicaragua so that the leaves remain virgin throughout the entire process. Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented cigars.
Definitely one of the reasons why I love that cigar. So on to the reason we're here today. We're here to interview a company, Amendola Cigars. I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves as they need no introduction, in my opinion, being the fact of the product that they create and generate. And we'll talk about where their cigars come from, where the company started from, and we'll go through it iconic smoker style. So what up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's going on? Happy Sunday.
What's up, Ron? What are you doing, buddy? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, brothers. Man, listen.
Salute.
Wait, yeah, let's start with what are you drinking to begin with? Let's start with that.
I'm doing I'm doing a whiskey mule. In my little
I just had one of those, Jeffy. I just had one of those for lunch, bro. But
yeah, summertime. It's nice out.
So Chris, you had to pull out the Knob Creek. So I'm doing the smoked maple.
All right. There you go.
I like Knob Creek a lot.
That 15-year though is.
I got this too.
That Knob Creek 15 though.
Ginger beer.
Okay. Yeah, that ginger beer is the truth.
It's good. A little lime, ice.
Yeah,
I like
man.
it with a cigar. Actually goes really well.
So Jeffrey, you started basically you randomly took a trip to Ybor City.
Yeah, man.
Whole journey started. Tell me about that.
Yeah, on a whim. I was getting into the business, or I had the I wanted to get in the business. And I was doing a lot of cigar events here, and I had this, crazy idea that I could learn how to roll cigars and make my own product instead of, buying from other people. So one of my buddies was like, go to Ybor. I knew nothing about Ybor City other than Fuente was from there originally, the Newmans and all. That's all I knew. But when I got down there, I was blown away. I mean, people are rolling cigars in the windows.
Yeah, man.
Factories on like every block. And I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
And then you ran into this beautiful lady.
Yes, Miss Odelma Matos. Yeah, that was great, man. She took me in. I saw her in the window. She was rolling cigars, made me a Cuban coffee. The rest is his. Then I told her what I wanted to do, and she was willing to teach me. So she told me to pick 2 weeks, come back. And I did like a full 40, 50-hour weeks where just touching tobacco, prepping tobacco, blending, doing the bunches, learning how to put the wrapper on. And that's where I fell in love with it. Once I was doing that, I'm like, it's my thing, And
then you jumped in it, took it back, and then you decided to open up a factory/lounge.
Yeah, I did that in Durham for about 4 or 5 years. We were making all of our cigars at that time in underneath a coffee shop. Built out a lounge, and we were only selling what we made, kind of old school like they do down there. And it was great. I actually moved a cigar roller from the Dominican Republic to Durham, North Carolina, to work with me for 2 years, just to help. I was a detective at the time, so my time, I was working a full-time, had a career, and then I was doing this.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was a great experience, man. We'd have 2 rooms in that building full of tobacco. People thought we were crazy. They never saw anybody making cigars like that in Durham, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So let's talk about, before we get into continue into this history, let's talk about the cigars that you guys are smoking today.
Yeah, I'm smoking the Amendola Naturale.
I'm actually smoking the same thing.
Aganorsa. Are you?
Yeah, man, midday, bro. Perfect midday smoke.
Yeah. So I pull out the Cremoso, but if that's what you guys are smoking, maybe I need to switch. So let me go into my Sean Christian bag, see what I got lined up in. You know what I mean? So
that's very iconic of you.
Oh, so look, looks like I got a couple Amendola cigars.
Jeffy's got jokes now.
Oh, nice.
Right. So I'm gonna grab a Natural, and then I'll switch over and I'll smoke with you guys. So
there you go.
Right. So now you guys had the opportunity of meeting over with, I guess, somebody else introduced you guys, and the rest was history at that point. And can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. I'll start here. I mean, I was at a point with the business, had recently rebranded to Amendola, got out of the retail business, no more factory here in Durham. And I was really hustling events and doing cigar rolling for weddings, country clubs, working on some wholesale accounts, trying to get the brands outside of the local. We had a really strong local presence.
Yeah.
So try to get it out of there. So I was just traveling a lot, doing events. And through my travels, we have a mutual friend. I was doing an event in Charlotte, bourbon cigar tasting, and he was like, "Hey man, you got to meet my boy Chris. Maybe we'll go to his house after the event, smoke." He's Italian. You guys are both from the same neighborhood, same heritage, upbringing. It'd be a good time. So I went over there. That's how we first met. And Chris was very welcoming and kept me up till 5 a.m.
Oh, that's my fault.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit it off. I mean, we hit it off. Had great conversation. It's like we knew each other, our whole life.
But Chris did something that most people don't do. He invested in you.
He did.
So, and I'll let Chris tell a little bit about that backstory, because I know about, and I definitely want to get to the part where this guy dipped into his own pockets to make sure that products were getting sent out to people. So go ahead. Give us that history, Chris.
I didn't even really know you knew that, Jerome. Where'd you hear that from?
Hey, I do research,
you
bro.
hear things.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I mean, listen, in the
birds
beginning,
are talking.
I in the beginning of this whole thing, it kind of turned into this, man. It wasn't a planned thing, and I say that all the time. Sometimes the best things in life are unplanned. When he came over that night, it wasn't supposed to turn into this. It kind of, we just clicked, man. Obviously, like you said, we were from the same area, we grew up the same way, both around the same age, about a year difference. Knew some of the same people back home. It's amazing that we never met back home. That was really weird that it took down, to come down here. But the first night I met Jeff, I could see the passion in it that he had, and I have that same passion, and I didn't find a lot of people that shared that with me. And once I saw somebody, I was like excited. I was like, oh my God, this guy likes cigars just the way I do. This is awesome. So in the beginning of it, it was kind of more of I had some connections to possibly get into some other bigger accounts, and I just told him, I said, listen, man, let me see what I could do. It was more out of a friendship kind of thing, and it wasn't really about money or anything like that. And then over time, I told he knew eventually I wanted to get into the business. Now but it had to be the right brand. It had to be something that I really could feel that, I could call my own. And I feel that with this brand, obviously Jeff's name's on this brand, but I feel that this brand is my baby just as much as it's his now. I've invested time, money, sacrificed everything into this thing just as he has. And, I just told him, I said, once we got to a certain point and we were clicking on all cylinders. It was kind of like he was like, yo, bro, I don't want you going nowhere, and I'm like, dude, I don't really want to go nowhere either. If I'm gonna get in business, we just click, bro. You're the dude I want to do this with. I didn't want to do this by myself either. I didn't want to, start and just be. This whole thing, cigars, is about community. That's what I fell in love with it about. It's about community. Your fellow man, and all that. So, I wanted to do a partner, and I knew Jeff at the time, was looking for somebody to help him because he's only one guy. He focuses heavily on the event stuff, the rolling. He obviously sells. He wears all hats too, just like we both do. But that was more his thing, and he needed help with somebody who was gonna really just not take no for an answer, kick the doors in, and to all these retail shops and just get out there and push it, hustle. And I think in the beginning he and that was the thing too. The first year, he thought I was out of my mind. He was like, "You're a fucking crazy man." He's like, he felt bad. He was like, "Dude, what are you doing, bro?" He's like, "Why are you spending your own money?"
He was buying all the sticks.
Yep.
And then sending them out.
And
I'm like,
sending them out.
you have to give away stuff. I get it. But I'm like, bro, we got to draw the line. What are you doing?
No, whoa, hold on. Before you draw the line, this guy deserves some applause here.
No, I don't deserve nothing. It's both of us, man.
No, it
I
is.
gotta thank Jeff trusting me.
I'll say this
too,
Chris, you have the heart, but Jess has the tattoo.
He does. Don't sleep. I gotta. In about 2 weeks, something's coming. I'm coming in about 2 weeks.
I ain't sleeping. I ain't sleeping. I'm just calling in as I see it right now.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though. I told him. I said, Jeffy, I'm sorry I love you to death, but your fucking name ain't no other man's name is going on my body, bro. So the bull and the stars will be there, but no name. So,
hey, listen. It is what it is, right? That's so you guys started.
No, I appreciate that.
You guys started in a in a particular factory. You guys were using Honduran cigars, Honduran tobacco, to start your company. And then prior to Chris really like jumping in and you guys kind of formatting this house that you're building now. So tell me a little bit about how that got started, how that relationship came along, and then we'll move into a transition of what you guys did.
Yeah, so when I met Chris, I was already making cigars in Honduras, and because when I shut the factory down here, we kind of grew out of that, and decided it was time to move into to some other factories that could do the blends, just to streamline the process a little bit more. Like I said earlier, get into that wholesale, get a packaged product out there. I was actually working in Dominican Republic first. That was a short period of time. There were some bridges that got burned there. So we ended up in Honduras. We were making cigars there for about a year and a half. But towards the end of 2019, we were working on a deal with Privada, actually with the cannoli cigar. And we weren't confident that our factory at the time could make that happen. So that's when the change started. But we had a good run. I mean, it helped. It was a great factory to be at for the time being. But Chris and I both felt that, all right, we're having some issues with production, being able to fulfill an order, some quality thing. We felt like the blends could be, like, we know tobacco pretty well, and we know what we want. So it was time. Things were just happening. It was time to transition out, and we did last year, actually, early 2020.
So during this transition, you guys then started working on reblending certain cigars.
Yeah,
we pretty much started over, man. I mean, we had the concepts.
Yeah,
but,
it was all from.
But,
I mean, once me and Jeff partnered up, I mean, it was basically a new company. I mean, the only thing left over, obviously, was the logo. But I mean, he stripped everything down, and he was with too. He was like, "Yo, I want this better. I want that better." Like that's the thing, and we say this all the time too with the COVID thing. Like, it gave us the time to do that. Like, do the website, redo the bands, redo boxes, pretty much rebrand the brand as far as the look, the names, everything. So
blends,
basically
factories,
blends, factories, every distribution now. So we basically, we basically started. We had the ideas that we wanted, and we just like started from anew and built this new thing together now. So, it was, we talk about it all the time, man. We feel really blessed to be able to work with some of the people that we're working with.
So right now, you guys moved from, you end up moving from Honduras to Nicaragua, right?
Yeah.
Chris is very passionate about Nicaraguan tobacco. He was like the foreseer of like, bro, we got to get to Nicaragua, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you guys go over to Nicaragua, and then you guys meet this guy, and he has a slogan. I'm gonna play it for you, and maybe let's see, bro. You guys heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I know, yeah.
So you want to come to Nicaragua, and then he usually he'll be like, bro, are you crazy? But he takes you guys in, right? So
yeah, he told me to leave the business. He's like, why are you doing this?
Hey, listen, I will use one more of his slogans for that statement that you just made right there. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Bro, you can't leave the industry. You cannot leave the industry. That's number one.
This guy's got him on a loop. That's awesome. Bro, got that shit. Sound on a loop.
That's funny.
So now you guys are in Nicaragua. You're now messing with Amendola Cigars, right? And then so you begin working on this a project. I'll say a project, not right. So what was this project that you guys started working on?
The cannolis.
The cannolis, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
You smoked them.
A great cigar.
You smoked them before we had them.
Well, we did. Yeah. Yeah, he knows.
I don't know how that happened.
I remember when you hit us up with the FaceTime. Remember you hit us up with the FaceTime. He's like, "You guys
Yeah,
might not
that's
be getting
right.
any of these." Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Look, you know, somebody gives you a cigar, they hand you a great cigar, and you're like, man, you start smoking it, and you're like, bro, this is great. And then they go, oh, you might know the owners of the cigar. I was like, nah, I don't think I know the owner. This is too good. Whose cigar is this? And then they're like, oh yeah, Amendola. I was like, really? I was like, yeah, let's FaceTime him real quick. Hey, is this your blend?
Yeah, exactly. I was low key jealous. I'm like, dang, bro.
He's jealous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, at least you had a person on the ground tell you that your product was A1, right?
That's true. I do appreciate that. Yeah.
So, right, you had from
Fine.
a consumer on the
you redeemed yourself.
Yeah. Listen, you had an A1 product coming from Nicaragua, even though I got to smoke it first, like Ray J got to hit it first, you know. But you know, but you had an A1 product right then and there, and you guys knew that obviously that was a hit, right? Straight
Yeah.
gate.
Yeah.
So from there, you guys started you start culturing different tobaccos from Nicaragua, not only from the Espinosa factory, but you then also move over to Arganosa. So
Right.
what's up with that?
So the original plan was to have Eric at La Zona do our cannoli line or like some of our signature stuff, but stay in Honduras for the core line. But last production we got, Chris and I were just like, you know what, we gotta start looking for new factories. Yeah, we already got La Zona, they're great, but we want to diversify, you know, not put all the eggs in one batch. Keep things interesting, right? So we have a little bit of everything. We have a little bit of something for everybody. And our boy Brian, who's been like a mentor to us, Brian Matola with Illusione Cigars, he hit me up and was like, dude, you need a new factory. I'm like, I know. But tell me, you're telling me something I already know. We're trying to, you know, talk to some new factories. What's the deal? He's like, hey, call Aganorsa. They're expecting your call. So I was like, that's great, man. Chris loves Aganorsa. I love it. Everything at Aganorsa. And I called him up, and in about 2 weeks, we were making cigars over there.
So when you call Chris, right, in your mind, right? Because what I imagine if I pick up the phone and I'm calling Chris and I'm like, yo, we got Aganorsa. He was in the background talking about money dance. I
was. Because, you know, listen, I've been I love a lot of Aganorsa products for a long time. You know, I always say this, I don't want to keep on saying the same thing, but it's the truth. It's like, when you get drafted, you know, I'm a big Yankee fan. Like, it's like if I got drafted out of college to go play for the Yankees, like your team that you love loving, you know, like it's a big deal. So when he called me up, he's like, yo, we got it done. We got foot in the door. You know, I just thought I was ecstatic, man, because I've always loved the tobacco. They got really rich, bold tobacco, which is right up my alley. Jeff. Yeah, and we were both excited, you know, very excited about having that opportunity, you know, and humbled, honestly, you know, both of us. We were just like, you know, we used to talk to each other, be like, yo, man, look what we did in 2 years of us being together, 2-3 years, between the wholesale side of things, between the production, between the rebranding, the renaming, the blend, like we just made a lot of changes in a short period of time. And, you know, it's going well, and we're just humbled, man. You know, we try to stay as humble as possible. I mean, we're very confident, but at the same time, we're very humble and appreciative, you know, of the fact that these guys gave us an opportunity, you know, to nobody from New York. You know, like,
it was kind of weird.
Doesn't have family history or doesn't have any of this shit. Doesn't have the,
you
we
guys
don't have that. Like we're first generation, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know,
we're proud. I've always said that, first generation cigar manufacturers, cigar brand. But it's like the transition. It was weird because everything just started falling into place. It was like, all right, we need this line of cigars being made. It's being made. New factory. All right, now we want another factory. Boom, it happened. Then Eric calls with 2 of our blends and says, hey, how do you feel about making these at AJ's factory? Awesome. Great. They have the tobacco we wanted. Cool. It was just, you have this passion
Nothing was
and
forced.
this dream.
Nothing
No.
was forced, right, Jeffy? Like nothing was forced, man. It just worked.
It just fell into place. It's like, you have this passion, you have this vision, you have the ambition, the determination. We just kept going. We just didn't stop. Last year was crazy. COVID, I mean, like Chris was saying, COVID. But
yeah, but it's an opportunity to rebrand, regroup, and
gave us that time.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff done last year.
So
now we're set. I feel like we're on a good platform here to take over.
Well, now that you guys are taking over, because you guys are like the powerhouse company, up and coming now, whatever.
Well, thank you.
So tell me a little bit.
Thank you for saying that. Wow.
Tell me a little bit about these.
We're the powerhouse company. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you get that memo?
Hey,
I'm all about it, though.
Listen. Growth in 2 years. How many people can say that?
Yeah.
All right.
No, and Jerome, that's why I said, me and Jeff, man, listen, I love Jeff like a brother, bro. He's like family to me. We only know each other 3 years, but it's weird.
Love you more.
I feel like yeah, okay.
Oh, hell, it should be more. Yeah, I mean, listen,
I feel like I know my whole life, man, and he feels the way you two weird.
The way you two operate, it's like dog years, because you guys take family vacations together. You guys traveling together. You're doing all that stuff. So, dude, I mean, it's an overnight thing. You guys fell into place. It's like puzzle pieces. You just line them all up and they fit. You know what I mean?
It just worked.
Yeah, man. And now the public is starting to see the bigger picture, which is great, because it was just in your heads, and now it's a vision that's on a board that people can actually see. So that's dope. Holding up these three. Tell me a little bit about these three, right?
Yeah. So that's that's our core line. Those are being made at Aganorsa. The Cremoso you got in your hand, that's Ecuador, Connecticut. It's got a lot of body. It's got a lot of Ligero in there too. Then you got the Naturale that we're smoking here. It's pure Nicaraguan, Puro, Nicaraguan Habano. All this tobacco is grown on the farms that Aganorsa grows. And then you got the Maduro, which is one of my favorite cigars that we make. That is just a delicious, dark, chocolatey cigar. Also pure Nicaraguan.
Roasted espresso. Very good. Very good.
The interesting thing about those cigars, those three, we only make one size and each blend they're completely three different cigars, right?
Yeah.
Their own wrapper, their own blend. It's made to size, it's blended to size and blended to the wrapper. The cool thing is the Connecticut, the Cremoso has your traditional triple cap head. The Naturale has the pigtail, and the Maduro has the tapered point just under a bellicoso.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're all Toros, but they all have their unique characteristics to make them different.
Yeah, we said Jerome. We were like, listen, man, like once we started looking over things before we started rebranding and doing all the blends. Me and Jeff talked, and we're like, we started looking at sales and stuff, and I do a lot of that. Like, I'm very big on numbers and looking and seeing what's moving, what's not. And, we talk, and it's like, yo, we're not moving the Robustos. We're not going to make fucking 10 different sizes of the same cigar and overwhelm the customer. Very simple, bro. Core, you got a Connecticut, a Habano Natural, and a dark Corojo Maduro wrapper. It's very simple. $10 smoke, solid smoke, great flavor. That's our bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? And we wanted it to be the bread and butter of what we're doing, and we're like, listen, you want a different size, you want something smaller, we don't make Robustos, we make cannolis. Like, that's our thing. We make it, like, go grab a cannoli, a Corona size. Like, if you want something that's maybe, half hour, 45-minute smoke. But if something's good, if it ain't broke, why mess with it? Yeah, don't fix it. We want to make an impact. We see a lot of other brands out that have one blend and they got 25 different sizes, man. And it's just like, and whether people want to believe it or not, that changes the blend. That changes the flavor. It changes it. And so we were like, we're more on the point where, like, we're gonna make a new blend. It's gonna be a one size. and that's it, and that's its own blend. And when we do another blend, that's going to be its own size, you know. So, and we're not going to make 20 different sizes of the same cigar, you know. And we might lose people because of that, but we also might gain people because of that, because the customers aren't. It's very simple. Like Jeff says all the time, like you go to look for Amendola, it's very easy, bro. That's what we have right there. It's right there. You know, you don't have to look down the whole row and find 20 different sizes of the same thing, you know. So, you know, we kind of simplified it for the everyday smoker, and you know, I know it's a different kind of business model than what a lot of other brands are doing, but we're not like every other brand, and that's the point.
No.
So
I think that's what I was saying. I think it makes it for us to make an impact on this industry as a new brand, you know, new kids on the block. Like, let's just make something really good and keep it simple and traditional. It won't, those cigars won't go out of style, you know. So you go to the store, you see Amendola, boom, you know what you got.
Yeah. So let's talk about this wrapper. I'm gonna use the natural wrapper because that's the one that we're all smoking here or whatever, right? So there is you guys redid this label, and then there was like a little trade secret that was done up by Chris over here, bro. Tell me a little bit about that.
Wait, say that again. You clipped out a minute there, bud.
Okay, so you worked on this wrapper. I mean, on this label, right? And then
on the bands,
on the bands and everything, and then you decided to make a little trade secret on the back. So tell us about that.
Hey, listen, man, I'm a big proponent. Listen, you know, I was a consumer for years, man. 10 years, man. I've been, you know, hunting things down, and I'm just, you know, I'm a collector. I'm just, you know, I'm into the little.
We're gonna get into that part as well, but yeah. Go ahead.
You know, I'm a big proponent of the little things, the little touches, the little things, because to me that tells me, you know, when I was a customer, all those little things, they add up. That told me as a customer that you give a shit, that you're looking down to the finest, smallest, stupidest little detail, and you're paying attention to even just that. So that tells me if you're paying attention to something as stupid as that, this, you know, like you know, you must be on your game, you know.
Yeah.
To me, I've always been a proponent of the little details. So when I redid the bands, and you know, I mean, straight up, man. I mean, I gave Jeff kind of you know, an overview of what direction we were going, and the looks and the boxes and all that stuff, but I wanted to surprise him too, you know, because I wanted him to get excited about it. And he would be like, "What are you doing over there?" You know, I'd always throw him the teasers. I throw him like a little faded picture of like the new version of something, or where he couldn't really see it that well, but he could get an idea, or it'd be grainy. And you know,
and I'm just like, whatever, as long as it gets done and it looks good.
Yeah, as long as that's all he cared about, you know. So I mean, with the thing with our old bands, people don't realize this, but on our old bands, so we had respect, honor, respect, and loyalty and respect on our old bands, but it was positioned differently. We also on our old bands had Hecho a mano instead of Fatto a mano. I said, I said, listen, we're doing everything in Italian, bro. We're gonna have Italian everything, and then we're gonna have Spanish handmade. No, let's do it in Italian. That's why it says Fatto a mano, not Hecho a mano. So it's all those little details, and then at the end, I'm like, on the old bands, Honore, you couldn't really even see it. It was actually,
it got covered up.
Really, it got covered up. You couldn't see it. So I was like, you know what? Let's put a little touch on the back. So once you're done with the cigar and you bust open the band, you see Honore is the last thing you see. Honor,
which means honor.
You know, honor in Italian. And you know, I just thought it was a good little touch, man. You know, just something.
It's a good touch
different.
Because we take pride. You know, we take so much pride in what we do, and that's been our slogan: honor, respect, loyalty. And to have that on the back, it was a great surprise when I saw it. I'm like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man,
came out good.
Definitely the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah,
you know, when I first lit one of your cigars, you know, I'm one of those guys who I like to smoke it down to a wire. If I gotta like roach clip it to hit it, you know what I mean? It's worth it, especially when it's a great cigar. You guys have definitely brought out a multitude of great cigars, and the cannoli being the best one in my opinion. You know, being the fact that I smoked it first, I just
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why
I'll never forget that.
it's going to be my most memorable cigar. You know,
I'll never forget that.
every time I see it, I'm gonna smile, right? But
Yeah.
I love the fact
well,
that
good, bro. Because in 10 years, when we're still doing this shit, you could be like, "Yo, I smoked that cannoli before they even did 10 years ago." I remember 10 years ago when that's out, you know. So that's a good little memory.
So yeah, man. But you know what? I know Jeff likes to stay in his wheelhouse. Jeff loves to he smokes whatever comes out of the factory that he's making a cigar out of, because he wants to get to know the factory, get an understanding the basis and everything like that, which is dope. You know, and I applaud you for that. But Chris, on the other hand, Chris was a consumer like me, right? So Chris, what he did is he was a collector. And he still is a collector. He doesn't collect as much these days. I know you don't, or whatever. But you got some stuff in your humidor
a little bit.
Yeah, But you go as far back as 2012 on some boxes. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so, no, I do. I got sticks from 2012, I think actually 2010 is. I got some that are about 10, over 10 years old.
2010s. Yeah. I didn't hear about the 2010s. I heard about the 2012s. And
I got some in there.
You got some Fuentes too that I be keeping my eye on. You know
that one Fuente we smoked. You let me smoke. We smoked it together.
I gave him one.
No, that's crazy. He gave you one. That's crazy. Yeah. I've never known him to give out.
No, he's my brother. He looks out for me.
Oh, now he does.
I do. I do. Well, you know what? It's a special occasion. Shit. I mean, listen, but at the end of the day, these fucking things are maybe smoked. You don't sit around. I save certain things that I know I can't go and pick up tomorrow. But that's the whole point too. Like I said in the beginning, I want to share that with somebody. I don't like, as much as I love tobacco, I like to share that experience with somebody. So, a lot of the times, on holidays and stuff, if he comes over and I got special shit, I'm like, let's break out the $50-$100 cigars and fucking smoke them, bro. Like, what I ain't gonna smoke them when I'm dead, and I'd rather do it with somebody that will appreciate it the same way. Like, I'm not gonna give that to some dude that smokes a Dutch Master, you know what I'm saying? Like, and doesn't know anything about cigars, but Jeff is gonna appreciate that as much as I am. And I got, I'm not a big Fuente guy, and neither is his. And I told him, I said, listen, bro, there's just one Fuente and that's my favorite Fuente, is the Opus X. Great cigar. The Forbidden X13, bro, the TAA, the Forbidden 13. Oh, that's my favorite Fuente. I told him, like, I'm telling you, I know it's, the name brand, all that. I prefer Padron. I love Padron over Fuente. But I was, listen, smoke this cigar, and you cannot tell me it's not one of the best cigars you ever smoked. He's like, yeah, all right. I gave it to him. He was like, dude, you're right. That was one of the best fucking cigars I've ever smoked. So,
it was memorable.
Here and there,
memorable.
Here and there, you break them out. But, that was my thing for a little while. I love tobacco, man. So, I say that all the time too. Let's be realistic. I know all these other, there's a lot of brands out there that say, all I smoke is this. I only smoke my brand. I don't smoke other shit. Blah, blah, blah. But like, you're missing out. Because if you really like tobacco, like, I love tobacco. I love good tobacco, and I like to try different things and different flavors and kind of see what the competition is doing and try to see, like, appreciate, cigars are a piece of art. So you're appreciating another person's creativity and piece of art. And that also gives us, that level to strive for, to be like, yo, we can get to that. What do we need to do to make something like that? Or, you have to know what your competition is doing to be able to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know that. If you're just smoking your own cigars and you don't know what everybody else is putting out, how do you know? Where do you know where that competition level is? You know what I'm saying? To be able to get to that level. You have to experience those things to know that. So
don't put your head out.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, I say this all the time. So, there's a lot of good brands out there, man. There's a lot of good brands out there. Yeah, I'm a brand owner, but I could appreciate the work of other people, and even the people that are our competition. You have to. If you really love this, and you really love tobacco, and you really love this industry and what this is about, you have to be able to appreciate those things too, and majority, obviously, yeah, we want everybody to be smoking 3-4 Amendolas a day, but we also know, like, if you're a real cigar smoker, you're smoking a lot of different stuff, and we just want to be part of the conversation, man. We just want to be part of the conversation. We just want the opportunity to be, in your rotation of cigars that you smoke on a weekly, or we just want to be in your rotation and be considered one of the brands that are worthy to be in your humidor. That's it. You don't have to tell us, oh, we're smoking Amendolas every day. We don't smoke other, because that's not realistic. And you know what? If you're doing that, listen, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna lie. Either is Jeff. We're
Right.
good with that. But at the same time, you're missing out if you're not smoking other shit too. There's a lot of great shit out on the market. So.
Yeah, so I have some audience questions. We're gonna start with Brad Burko with Bahama Mama Cigars. He says, where can I find these cigars in the Phoenix area? Number one.
So, well, number one, you can't yet.
Yeah.
We have a strong eastern, north, southeastern presence right now. We're slowly moving into the Midwest, and eventually we'll do more on the West Coast. We're working on some things with that now. But if you are in an area that you can't get our cigars in the local shops, I mean, you definitely go to AtlanticCigars.com, PrivadaCigarClub.com. Yeah, there's a couple other websites, FrontlineCigars.com, if you want to try some Amendola cigars.
So Angel
Sir Lewis.
Yep.
Angel Guzman says, who sells this brand in Miami? And I know you got a rep down here, so
well, it's funny that you say that. We've actually just started kind of breaking into that market. We recently, I'm saying within the last 2 to 3 weeks, have gotten to some of the little brick and mortars. I know Kim, our rep down there, has been she's been doing a great job. So there's a couple brick and mortars, I think, on the West Coast near the Panhandle that she worked on. A couple in the West Palm Beach area, I believe. We're working on another conglomerate that you'll be able to get them soon in your area. That's all I could really say right now.
Yeah, in the next 2 weeks, probably.
Hey, Angel, what I'll do for you, brother, because you're local just like me, and you're an iconic smoker, and I gotta come visit you because his daughter has like this beautiful herb garden. She's actually giving me like 3 new plants for my herb garden. So what I'm gonna do is regular herbs, bro, like tomato and
the funny kind.
Okay. regular herbs. So what I'll do is I'll bring some cigars with me, because I'm known to do that, and then we'll sit there, we'll light some Amendola up, we'll take a picture, and then we'll wrap it up, and you could tell me what you're missing, because other than that, I can't give you the whole line, because I got to be able to smoke some myself, and I already went to a few. So, but I'll definitely give you the option of choosing one of the out of the 3 core. So that's for you, Angel. All right. So another question, right, comes from my co-host, who's actually traveling to North Carolina. I think last time I checked in with him, he was in Georgia, hitting the Georgia line. He says, talk about your dessert cigar.
Oh, the dessert cigar, yeah. Oh, wow. That's so actually that cigar has been around. Actually, we were making that since before, when I had a retail shop, but we stopped production on it, just brought it back. Chris and I decided to bring it back about what was it, about a year and a half ago?
About that.
But that's the goal, man.
At least make it available to online retailers and stuff like that. Jeff was doing a lot of it before even me, man. I mean, he was pushing that cigar with a lot of our brick and mortars, as far as like the little wine shops, bottle shops, breweries. He was doing that for a while with that cigar, and then we kind of focused, obviously, when all these changes came in. We were like, listen, that's not our bread and butter thing. That's kind of like something that we'll get back to. We focused on, we focused on all our premium blends and stuff like that, with the new factories. And then, eventually, I mean, he had such a good good feedback on that cigar, especially, I mean, the
Oh,
women love it. It's a very easy,
I was
even
getting
somebody who's like, a newcomer cigar game and is not a cigar
yeah.
novice could smoke that cigar and enjoy it. It's really for everybody.
So I was getting emails, phone calls every week about getting that cigar back. So that cigar is it's one size. It's so like a Lonsdale, just a little bit like a 46 by 6.5. It's sugar tipped and it's fully aged and infused with hazelnut. So it actually tastes like
vanilla
and vanilla.
vanilla.
It actually tastes like Nutella, kind of, and the smell is so aromatic. I mean, it's not. Put it this way, the feedback we've gotten is like there's nothing like it on the market with that flavor. It stays with the whole cigar. It's not like a cheap. It's not like one of those shitty flavors that you taste it then it goes away. It's like consistently all the way through. As soon as you light that up, the smell. You light that up, and people come over and be like, "Yo, what is that?" Yeah.
Well, and that was the thing too. Like we talked, and I was like, Jeff did so well with it, and then listen, that market, the infused cigar market, is a whole market into its own, and that's not really. We didn't want that to be our thing. Like, that's not our niche. Obviously, that's not like the direction we want them to go in. But we were like, you know what? It's good. People like it. At least have it part of our portfolio. At least we offer one. Like, if you like,
we have something for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to make 10 different flavors, but we'll make one flavored cigar that's awesome. And to at least be able to tap into that market a little bit, get a little taste of that market, for the people who are into those infused. Like me personally, I'm not a big flavored cigar guy. I might have a dessert here and there because it's lighter, it's Dominican tobacco in the morning with coffee, just to switch it up if I don't feel like having a cremoso, which is not usual because I have a cremoso every morning. But we wanted to capitalize on the fact to be able to at least have something to present to that market, at least one. Like, we're not making 10 different flavors, but we got one, and it's really awesome. And if that's your thing, there you go, kind of thing. So,
but it's where? Okay, so online, you said they can find you where now?
There's a couple spots. AtlanticCigars.com, PrivadaCigarClub.com, VSRCigarFam.com, FrontlineCigars.com.
And Sir Lewis.
And Sir Lewis.
And Sir Lewis. Yeah.
And you guys said you also revamped your website. So what is that?
Amendola Family Cigars.com, which has our online retailers on there as well.
Perfect, and if you're looking just for the dessert online, the only place you can get the dessert, we've made it pretty much exclusive because, as far as online retailers, they were, I'm close personal friends with the guys over Atlantic. That was my lounge back home. I know the Scipionis very well. They know my family. We grew up in the same area. We kind of, since they're the ones that kind of really gave us the first opportunity as far as online retail, really backed us and went all in literally from day one. We kind of made that dessert cigar. As far as online, they're the only ones that you can get it online is AtlanticCigar.com.
So my co-host's wife, Chris, she doesn't really smoke, but once she heard Nutella, she said, Chris said that her face started lighting up or whatever. We've been trying to get her to sample out some cigars or whatever. So that being said, I think that's the one that we're going to attempt to give her to see if it works and fits her profile, and maybe we can introduce her to the life. She's already a iconic smoker supporter, but you know what? If we get fully invested, that'll be another great thing.
Get her the Amendola dessert; she'll like it.
If this is any consolation, put it this way: my wife she doesn't smoke either. She's not a cigar smoker. Never was a cigarette smoker. That's not her thing. But I gave her the cigar, and she's hooked now. Like she won't smoke any other cigar, but she just smoked one literally about an hour ago. We were outside, so she loves the dessert. So that if that's any consolation to his wife, if you like vanilla and hazelnut and a little sugar tip, man, it's my wife loves it, and she's not a cigar smoker either. So that maybe will
Do
give
it.
you a little insight. Yeah, do it. Just smoke it and see where it goes. But a lot of women, especially like I said, people who don't smoke maybe 2, 3, 4 cigars a day, they're not like big smokers like that, even gravitate towards that dessert. Like a lot of women, a lot of people who just smoke every once in a while, they really enjoy that dessert cigar. So that
Yeah.
was the
So
whole point,
for the for the
so
audience,
it worked.
for everybody watching, I want to make something clear. These guys are accessible all the time. They are very down to earth. They're very personable. So if you ever have any questions, obviously you want to do it in between reasonable hours. I would say 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. But just throw that in there. But
Yeah, whenever.
yeah. You don't want to catch a one at 3 a.m. So
If I'm up, I'll respond.
yeah. But if you have a question about if you definitely have a question about the brand and you want to be able to find the cigars, obviously if you can't find it on their website, the information on their website, or if you didn't catch the websites that they gave out, you can always reach out to them or me, but preferably them, because they know their product more than anybody else, and they'll definitely be able to help you get that cigar that you're particularly looking for. You got anything else for the audience, gentlemen?
First to you, man, thanks for giving us the platform here to talk about our brand. We're very thankful and honored for that, because we need guys like you that allow us to do this. But we mentioned it briefly throughout the show. We're passionate about what we're doing. We are proud to be a first generation cigar company. Wear it like a badge of honor. We're not going anywhere. I just ask you guys, if you have the opportunity, try one of our cigars. Hope it brings joy to your day. This year we're looking to get back out on the road a little more, so hopefully we'll run into some of you in our travels. We'd love to smoke with you. We gotta smoke with you, Jerome, too, at some point.
Yeah.
I gotta hit you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I might go back to Nicaragua and taste some of your other blends real quick.
Yeah.
That's fucking smart.
I believe it. But I'm a firm believer that things happen for a reason. People are placed in your life for a reason. Whether it be relationships that started 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Chris and I met. I mean, all that was like, I feel like destined to be, and here we are now. And with those other relationships, our thank you to our factory partners. All that somehow was working, and I'm really blessed to have it.
It's all intertwining, man. And
Yeah.
like you said, man, we just really want to thank you, people like you, all the people who are giving us the opportunity to get on your platform and speak to your listeners, the people to take the time, out of their day, sit and listen to our story and be interested in what we're even doing. We're really humbled by that. And again, thank you to everybody, our factory partners, the people who believe in us. We say this all the time too, man. Like, we're the underdog. We know we're the underdog, and we like being the underdog because it drives us. And we want to show, all these guys, Eric, who's given us the opportunity with open arms to come into his factory, Aganorsa, we want to prove to them that the opportunity that they gave us was not, it was the right decision that giving us a shot. We want to prove to them that too, because they gave us the opportunity. Now it's like I always say, like, looks will get you in the door, but your personality keeps you in the club. So we're lucky enough that they gave us these opportunities. We're going to capitalize on these opportunities and try to take it as far as we go. We're always working hard. We're always hustling to make it better. Just like you said, Jerome, like with your thing, even if it's good, you're always trying to make it better. And if you're not, then you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You should always try to make it better. Try to find the little things, like I said, the little details to make it better. And we just appreciate everybody, man. The online clubs, they've been a big part of our success too. Barrel Burners, La Familia Sindicato, Ashhole, our online retailer, Brian from Privada Cigar Club, he's really, got behind us and believes in what we do. And, so we just we're just really appreciative to everybody, man. And this is a journey. And like Jeff said, we're not going anywhere. And, just give us a shot. That's all we ask. Just give us a shot, and join us on our journey and see where this thing goes. But we're not going anywhere, and we're really looking to make some waves in the industry and bring a little different flavor than what everybody else is doing. Think outside the box a little bit.
Legacy. This is a legacy.
Yes, sir. It's a sprint, not a race.
No, so, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, right.
There you go. I was trying to quote you there. Yeah, man. But on that note, brothers, it was great catching up with you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll definitely have to do this again. And once you do get on the road, I definitely invite you to the studio. We got a lot of other things coming up, which is going to make it more appeasing to everybody, especially the guests that come on, because you're not going to walk out of here sober. So just know that.
It's all right. We're accustomed.
So on that note, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna close out the show, and I'll see you in the back room.
All right. Happy Sunday, man. All
right, take it easy, brother. So, well, there you guys have it. If you're talking about a badass brand that is beautiful to be around, and you hear all the different factories that they're coming out of, so you'll definitely have an opportunity to not only have a brand that umbrellas the different factories that you love. You have Arganosa, Espinosa, and you have what's this guy? Godly, I can't remember his name right now. AJ Fernandez, AJ Cigar Factory as well. You guys are gonna get some different flavorings from those cigars, and then obviously try the cannoli. You have my approval on that cannoli. All these cigars are great. As you can see, I'm smoking this one down to the wire as well. So you'll definitely get the opportunity to have a great smoke. And we'll go back into that small batch production from Drew Estate, just to give you some final overlook on that Pappy Van Winkle cigar, as it is Pappy's month, and then we'll get out of here.
All right, here we are at beautiful Drew Estate in Estelí, Nicaragua. And today we're going to work on constructing the Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented cigars. We have a Bunchero, a Rolero. Both are necessary to construct the cigar at Drew Estate. As we produce cigars throughout the day, each cigar is a mini piece of art. The construction, the combustion of the cigar are going to speak to the smoker. It's a delicate process that has to be done correctly. Otherwise, you're not going to get the desired taste and aroma that we want you to experience from the factory. The positioning of the leaf, what we call tobacco placement, has to be absolutely perfect to give the maximum taste, the maximum flavor. This is where the magic happens, right here in Nicaragua on the production floor. Leaf placement is done in a very incrementally staged, very carefully set up plan, so the cigar not only has perfect combustion, but the construction itself will be important as to how the cigar tastes. This is our binder tobacco right here, capote. This is what we call a base leaf. It's a Nicaraguan leaf. It's a base leaf. It's got good taste to it. These are different Nicaraguan filler leaves. Then from there, we're gonna move in and put in the magic. Boom. There's the Kentucky barrel fermented tobacco. Now, what happens here is very important. After he starts to break the tobacco, the positioning of the tobacco to give the ultimate flavor to the tobacco out of the components you have, that's what really is the skill set. Yeah, making the cigar from a construction is 50% of it, but where you're placing those leaves is very important to how the cigar is going to taste, and that it's going to have that tobacco throughout the entire smoking experience. So he's taking the binder, placing the binder over the base leaves, of which we use 2. Bingo. Just like that. We're going to do the second part of the procedure of rolling a cigar. The first part was the bunchero. Now we're going to work with the rolera to show you how we pass the wrapper. As you can see, we have the full leaf at the bottom of the tobacco, and now at the top, we're going to pass the Kentucky fire-cured, barrel-fermented tobacco. So here we go. Now watch what she's going to do right here. We have veins in this tobacco. It's a hardy, rich tobacco. We're rolling out the veins, so there's less veins, more of a beautiful appearance. Veins are good. They have a lot of taste. Here, now we're cutting the tobacco, preparing it for the final roll, what we call the tapa negra, which means we're going to take the base, which already has a wrapper, and we're adding a second wrapper. Passing this last extra tapa negra piece, the Kentucky barrel fermented, finishing the cap. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here comes the last stage. Bingo. Perfecto. That was a beautiful, perfect little showing of how we can construct an artisanal product here in Nicaragua, of which there are many throughout the country, and one of them happens to be right here, making premium cigars in the Esteli Valley. Today we're doing Pappy Van Winkle. We're letting you see how this product is built. It's a beautiful artisan product, so thank you for viewing.
Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented cigars.
And just to let you guys know, next week we have Chaz from the Wrecking Crew, and he's going to be our next guest. So on that note, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.